Hey y'all, I know it's Memorial Day weekend. Y'all still see me downloading reptiles, particularly snakes. There's gonna be some footage of some turtles y'all will see. The petting zoo later on. Won't be today because I'm downloading this today. I want y'all to enjoy your Memorial Day weekend, so I'm just getting ahead in this. So that's the thing. You're gonna see more snakes. You'll even see some tarantulas. I didn't hold no tarantula. Now holding them some spiders, that's taking it too far. Tara don't do spiders. So if you're new to my channel, I went to the Cascadia Reptile Show this past weekend, which is a 10-minute drive from my house. 15 if traffic is bad. It all depends. I still think it's 10. Let's do some shout outs right quick. First, let's Hook It Up Homestead. Um, those subs are growing. 77 is close to 100. I want to see her subs grow some more. She's giving practical advice. I need to start following it by going to the Dollar Tree. I should have went this morning since I didn't cook breakfast like I had anticipated. So, I didn't know you could go buy seeds for microgreens. And speaking of seeds, of course, I'm gonna send some to DeAndre. He don't know when. I just sent him a package this morning. I recorded this on the 23rd of May, 2025. So you'd have to watch my channel to know who DeAndre is. I talk about these people like they're family. But anyway, Hook It Up Homestead is good for learning the cheapest way to garden. Gardening don't have to be expensive. I think people aren't growing their own food because they think it has to cost a fortune. And you can get so much out of so little space, and she shows you how to do that. So go check her out. Let's bless her channel and see it get to that 100 plus. Our second one is if you want to get rid of your meat alternatives and prepare for the fact that meat may be a luxury, or you're just a person that don't want to eat a lot of meat. I'm increasingly getting a lot of vegans sub to me, despite the fact that I'm not one, thanks to this gentleman right here, Vegan Kings. The fact of the matter is, for what's going on, in order for you to survive, growing food is going to mean that if you can't get protein or afford the local farmers in your area, some people may have to sometimes substitute with vegan options. And Hook It Up, not Hook It Up Homestead, I'm off of her, my bad. I'm still thinking about that. Vegan Kings is the best way for you all to do so. Last and certainly not least, I'm glad I'm saying certainly and not suddenly, is Brandon of Palm Beach. His, I guess over 20 plus years, he can correct me, of cooking, means that Brandon understands the kitchen, understands different kinds of spices and things like that. But see, Brandon has a side hustle also where he cooks for people and caters. And this is important because I feel that catering is one of the things that won't falter in a downed economy. And a recession, if it's not here already, is coming. So if you want to know some practical tips, see some things that he cooks, may ask him for recipes. He's given me one before, but I could not read that recipe. Sorry, Brandon, I just couldn't read it, but it was a good idea. This is the person for you. So go. He's outpacing me almost in subs. He's caught up to me. His channel's growing as well. Congratulations. Now back to our regularly scheduled program. The shout outs I gave are appropriate given the article that's about to pop up. Very few things I like to talk about when it comes to food. I think people should do whatever they want with their bodies. But because of the seed oils, because of the cheapness of them used in fast food, I'm going to say something that's going to make some people mad. I'm not bothered by the fact that this is rising in price. I actually think it's a good thing. That's going to make some people mad, and I understand that. I think the rise in price is a beautiful thing. The price had to go up so that people make alternatives. And look, y'all can say some people live in food jungles and fast food is all they're surrounded by. And they're probably going to substitute fast food to go eat at convenience stores. But they were swapping the two anyway. As a person who grew up in a food jungle, I'm not trying to be self-righteous. I understand that. But there are still consequences to not making the effort of getting fresh fruits, fresh vegetables, and all of that stuff. According to this article, right, a Big Mac, it didn't say a Big Mac fries and Coke, it's saying a Big Mac in some places in the United States is now $17 US. Let that sink in. I never thought I'd live to see the day to see a Big Mac cost that much, which means by 2030 that burger is easily coming up on 20 bucks. And I played those three people because I'm sure that Hook It Up Homestead, who also does some barbecuing and has a big family, I'm sure Hook It Up Homestead, Vegan Kings, and Brandon of Palm Beach have multiple ways that you can make those burgers at home, which will be more cost effective to you and more efficient than going and buying this all the time. This is a controversial one for me. Sorry about my, I'm running a clean cycle on my dishwasher. It had to be done because on the one hand, the oils that this food is cooked in, the fact that people aren't cooking at home, I think it encourages a culture of cooking at home. And it forces you to think about what you're putting in your mouth. As I've got older things, excuse the burp, things are catching up to me now. The downside is that we're going to see an increase in these closing stores in food jungles, meaning that they'll have less food options. And if you like those options, this isn't a good thing. Also, what I don't like about this in particular is the loss of jobs. Automation was going to do that anyway. It doesn't soften the blow or make things easier. Overall, as a person who grew up in a food jungle, when I lived in the ghetto, I hate to tell you, and if I say this to you, it's going to upset people. I think this is a good thing. And that's why I gave the 3 shout outs I did in the beginning. I put Hook It Up Homestead because she teaches you cradle to grave how to grow things cheaper and that it's efficient to do. I put Vegan Kings because it's okay to sometimes just eat vegetables. I put Brandon of Palm Beach because there are ways to finagle and cook on a budget and eat well if you know what you're doing. With the way things are going, you're going to go back to the way your great-grandparents did, where restaurants were a luxury. Because trust and believe, most of you who are alive today, your great-grandparents and your great-great-grandparents in this country, most of you, going to a restaurant was something you did on a birthday, you did on Christmas Day, something you did for a special anniversary. And for some of them, especially if they were great-grandparents, maybe did it once every couple of years. And then for the great-grands, it could have been 1 or 2 times a year. We've gotten spoiled in this country, even spoiled on the debauchery of eating things that clog our arteries, clog our pores, and not good for us. May make some people mad. I just think it's a good thing that a Big Mac is approaching 20 bucks. That way you'll think twice and learn how to cook. There are channels, all kinds of channels that tell you how to grow things, how to cook things, how to eat on an efficient budget. This forces you now to make some different kind of difficult but much needed choices. Yeah. When I read this article, it didn't shock me that it said a Big Mac is 17 bucks. I'm telling y'all, bank, by 2030, that burger gonna be between 19 to 20 bucks. I'd put money on it. And we can go into whether that is real beef or not real beef, but I think that food has to become an intimacy. And that is the only way you're gonna heal yourself and your body. All right, that's my quick rant. I'm still gonna be dropping more videos from the Cascade Acadia Reptile Expo. You still gonna see some snakes. Now, if y'all don't like that, just don't watch the shorts. All right, y'all have a fabulous Memorial Day weekend. Love you all. Be safe and take care.